Hello and welcome to the first podcast of Danger Close. I'm Blade/Rifle7.
And this is Ray Karma.
Today we'll be going over basically our first episode, so to get it started we'll probably just explain what's going on. Our main job here is to provide a new sort of podcast stream, one for people who are up and coming in the game industry or becoming a machinima. The entire point is just to get across that we're a free podcast stream that will be here on YouTube for possibly as long as we don't get sued, and try to announce all the stuff you don't get. We still believe that most podcasts and stuff these days are based on some people who are already heard of, such as high-ranking groups or monopolized other groups. We just hope to sort of get across our message over a span of time, and we'll be talking to you for the next hour. So if you want to start playing a video game or something while you just listen to us, that's fine. Our main topics include the subject, where we'll just go over anything we really feel like, normal things in communities. Then we have a classic review on an old game that may be coming back. Future reviews, games from the future, or up-and-coming games that have just been hot released. Prototype creator, for people who use game creation programs such as Game Maker, RPG Maker, Flash Maker, stuff like that. We've got unseen machinimas that are out there but haven't been really seen in the previous 6 or 7 years maybe. Just stuff that people want to see, or new stuff that's out there that just hasn't really got the raps because of other groups. We'll do Q&As, stories, movies, Flash, stuff like that. Whatever we really find, we'll just talk about. We'll probably explain more as we go through, but that's probably about it for what we can talk about. Okay, and on to the subject. Okay, since this is the subject, we thought we'd go for something easier today than what we had before. So we're going to do our greatest level of Halo from all the games in history, in our personal opinions. Okay, Cameron, what's your choice of Halo Combat Evolved?
For Combat Evolved, that's definitely the Maw.
The Maw, that's a good choice.
That's because,
you have no real clue, do you?
The big thing, the Hellstone class cruiser just blows up and you try to escape.
That doesn't make much sense.
In a damn warthog.
Well, that's true. My favorite level has to be a tie between Truth and Reconciliation and the Silent Photographer. Just that sort of sense of you're finally on the attack for the first time in the game. From Pillar of Autumn to Halo, you've just been hiding from the Covenant, regrouping. It hasn't really been a straight-on attack against them.
Yeah, I see.
And also, the fun of just being able to travel through the ship and escort Captain Keyes back out. That's also great. Halo 2. That one's a little harder on both our sides.
Well, basically it would be the whole area in New Mombasa.
Metropolis.
Yes.
For my one, it has to be either, now let's think, Highway, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Or possibly, the best one out of all of them has to be Delta Halo. They just sort of drop in immediately with the ODSTs.
Ah, yeah.
Halo 3. Now this should be easier for both of us.
Yeah. Well, I'd say it's the one we land on the Ark.
The Ark,
yes.
The Ark, basically. Yeah, my favourite mission on Halo 3, it's gotta be the Covenant. Just that sort of final assault against Truth and all his forces.
Yeah.
Halo ODST.
Now this one is sort of easy, sort of hard.
Yeah.
I'd say Data Hive.
Data Hive. Okay. My favourite mission has to be, what's it called? Sal Highway.
Salvo Highway.
Salvo Highway. That's gotta be fun to just escort the elephant. Now, favourite firefight map.
No, Waterfront Highway.
Waterfront Highway. My mistake, and both our mistakes in our fight.
Yes.
Now, favourite firefight map on ODST.
What's the one where you're in the zoo?
Uplift Reserve.
Yes.
Uplift Reserve. That would also be my favourite one. That's sort of just, it's a quick way to get a lot of kills.
Yeah.
Halo Reach.
Now, for campaign missions.
Yeah.
You first.
Tip of the Spear. That's always fun, Tip of the Spear. Just that sort of final shot of the, not final shot, but that scene of all the soldiers moving in. That looks epic.
Opening shot.
Opening shot.
My one is the toss-up between Long Night of Solace.
Yes.
Because it's the first time you go out of space and actually fight the Covenant out of space.
Though effectively you do fight them on Carrier Station in space on the orbital defense platform, but I guess that can't really be counted as in space. You're still basically grounded.
Yeah. Well, cryo station, or basically are, you're in the damn fire base. When,
Firing.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Well,
you're getting bored in any
and-
case.
yeah.
Well,
Odious.
it's a toss up. Well, back to the campaign
Yeah.
missions. It's a toss up between Long Night Isolas, Exodus, and New Alexandria.
Those are good choices. The favorite firefight mission from Halo Reach. Okay. That's sort of easy, sort of hard.
Yeah,
There aren't that many, unless you buy the DLCs.
true. I'd say, um, I think it's Beachhead.
Beachhead, that's a good one. Beachhead is probably the best when you think about it, just for the rocket hog.
Yeah,
I don't know a player who doesn't run straight to the rocket hog if they see it available. Okay. I know you don't own Halo Wars, though you
Sure.
have played it a bit. I think Halo Wars, my favorite mission is it's probably Arcadia.
okay.
It's sort of rescuing civilians. That's got to be good. As for the skirmish matches, I can't really remember the name. It's the first one you ever get to play
Okay.
on the multiplayer. Anyway, favorite, since we still have about God knows how long on about 10 minutes possibly on this talk,
Yeah.
what would be your probably favorite weapon you can get on a certain level? Like if you could always go for that one weapon, what would it be?
It sort of depends on the level.
Yeah,
We'll start off with Combat Evolved.
yeah,
It has to be like you're landing on the Halo. You come out of the Bumblebee, and you pick up the pistol. It's the most powerful pistol in the Halo series because, yeah, well,
It's powerful.
yeah,
The pistol has to be one of the best weapons. It kills the hunters in one. That's an oversight by Bungie, but it was a massively good gun, and it's coming back in Combat Evolved Anniversary.
yeah,
The favorite weapon for my choice has to be by far to pick up a plasma rifle for the first time. It may not seem it, but those guns were pretty helpful getting rid of elite shields and then just being able to melee them on normal and heroic and taking them down.
you're a close quarters person.
Yeah, Halo 2. All the weapons were really watered down in this one, so it's hard to choose.
Yeah.
I would have to say you'd have to go with the newer guns, so possibly the Brute Shot or the Brute Plasma Rifle.
Yeah. Well, the energy sword as well, because
The energy sword.
you're the elite.
Finally an
You're
elite.
an elite. You are the Arbiter.
And you have an energy sword.
Yes, you have an energy sword. You, like,
You
you
finally
go
can see
to-
how it works.
yeah. It's the ultimate close-up weapon, apart from yourself.
Yeah.
Halo 3.
Halo 3, I would personally go for an energy sword or a carbine. Only because the carbine in this one was more effective than the one in Halo 2, and the energy sword looked much better than it did in Halo 2.
Yeah. I'd have to go with the Covenant Carbine.
Just the carbine.
Yeah. Well, that and Sword of the Spiker.
The spike, yeah. Apparently it's a pistol.
It is?
I just read that somewhere. I don't know if it's true or not. If anyone knows, send us an email.
Okay. Now,
Halo Reach.
well, they have a good ass sniper. It's an anti-material rifle, which means
Oh god, you're going to go on rifles.
yeah,
Sorry folks, just a joke between us.
yeah. What it is, you can take like you can fire out a ghost, a couple of shots, blows up. I like the DMR, but it doesn't live up to the
Expectations of its forefather battle rifle.
yeah. The needle rifle. We found out a while ago.
You can hold down the trigger and it just keeps going. That was a
Yeah.
mistake.
We originally thought because we were playing.
We shouldn't really rant about this. We're running out of
Yeah,
time on this
sure.
segment. Okay, we'll just try to wrap it up about now. So we'll move on to the next one, which is Prototype Creator. Okay, and on to Prototype Gamer. Creator. Today we'll be reviewing a game from the creator Valion Productions. They're a group based around the Yo-Yo Games site and use the Game Maker program. The game we'll be reviewing is Red Miner 4 Rebels of Valion. Rebels of Valion. The game focuses mainly around the sort of universe of Red Miner, but from the perspective instead of the Red Miner of a Valion rebel leader. You follow him through a standard backstory of him escaping his base when the Valion army comes to destroy it, and you follow him through the rest of the series. This was just a demo I played, so I wasn't able to understand most of what was going on due to some bugs and errors later on in the game. A basic battle engine is sort of explored to start with, though it's more of just shooting arrows until they reach the other end of the field. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a battle scene or something afterward. But the game seems to hold more true to its originality than it seems. It's a good story. You can always trust Valion will write at least a very well-centered story around your character. It's more of a machinima than it is really a game. But you can call it an interactive machinima because of the fact you can interact with every person, unless they're just background characters you can possibly meet. I also discovered that if you talk to a certain soldier during a town sequence, and then he will react differently to if you talk to a peasant who he's talking to at that time. That seems to be quite a difference towards the other Red Miner games, and the animation has improved. He draws all the images himself, so they're not top class. They're more like the old Pokemon images were. You could compare them to basic second generation Zelda if you would. Though they're a little better than that. So, music-wise, it's mostly taken from the Final Fantasy universe, though I can probably see the reason. Not being able to create your own music straight off would make sense, and is probably more difficult than it sounds in the long run. Okay, some images should be popping up soon, so I can show them to you. But I'd like to remind everyone at this point that this is our first podcast, so if we're having any trouble with it, it's probably just user error on my part. Okay, once these things come up, I'll be able to show you all. Other facts about Red Miner: the story does seem coherent. I've probably already said that. Movements, basic. Gameplay seems basic. Animation, there is actually animation, which is quite surprising. You're just expected to be standard sprites just moving up and down without any worry, but there is some walking animation, and okay, we've just got the cover up here, the front page, excuse me. Then we got an image from inside the base, and if we take a look at the last one coming up, it is an image of the fight. So now on to our next subject, which is, oh wait, there's one more image, on to Prototype Machinima. No, Machinima Okay, and that's it for our first episode. Sorry it's been shorter than 5 minutes like I said it would be, but we don't really have that.
Shorter than an hour.
Yeah, I didn't really expect that many things to go on. Like I said, this is just our first podcast. We're sort of just short on guys at the moment, and well, without the information for the Silverson podcast, Silverson Machinimas, we weren't actually able to sort of fit it in as we expected it to be. Anyway, contact us on either our YouTube page or contact me at my email for a Q&A from bladeslash@y7.mail, y7mail.com, and we can contact you and we'll send you an information packlet. If you want to see something on the show or just have your word out there, a shout out maybe, just contact us via my email and we'll talk over something and we'll get it on the show. Podcast. What would it be again? Show or podcast?
I'd say it should be both.
Okay, both.
Because
yeah.
the viewers watch it.
Yeah, that's a point. No, they're probably playing a video game. Like, I would play SimCity. Hey, that's actually an idea for next week. I've got an idea for next week. We'll never do the next podcast. Okay? So, we'll see you all then, and bye.